Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Paper Crafting Saturday. I almost forgot what day it was for a minute. I'm excited to show you some new things today. So I have some items from the brand new Occasions catalog. I guess it's called the mini catalog now. And this is July through December 2021. And the sales period begins on August 3rd. Okay? And it goes through January 22. So I don't think I'm allowed to show you what's inside the catalog yet. Well, maybe I am, but I don't want to take a chance. But what I will do is I'll show you a couple of the items that I got in the pre-order. So I got these brushed metallic adhesive back dots, and I really like these. They come in bronze, gold, and copper, and they're very kind of organically shaped dots. They're not perfect. They're more like little blobs of molten metal. So I really like these quite a bit. So that's one thing. And I also purchased the glimmer. Hold on here. I've got a lot of things to show you. So I got a package of this. This is the gold shimmer vellum. And this comes in 12 by 12 inch sheets. And what I did was I embossed this. So here's how it looks when it's embossed, and you can see it's got a really pretty shimmer on it. And for this embossing, I used one of the new embossing folders. And let's see if I can put my hand on that. So this one is called the Time Worn Type, and what it looks like is some kind of antique typewriter or typewritten letters with some splotches, and it's somewhat obscured, and it just gives you this really nice texture. And I think you can see that sheen pretty well on the camera. It's really pretty. So I already embossed that, and the size of this is 4 by 5 1/4. And I have this stamp set which is called Beauty of Tomorrow, and it comes in a suite called, I think it's called Blackberry Beauty, something like that. Blackberry Bliss Beauty, where there are some a lot of different elements. There is DSP and ribbon, the stamp set, the embossing folder, and several other things. And I really like this sentiment here, and it reads, "The changing of leaves reminds us that new wonders are just around the corner." And it also has this kind of a stylized swallow, and it looks like a sort of a vintage swallow design, so I like that as well. I have a piece of the gold foil paper, and this measures 4 and sort of in between here, but it's about 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I've got my very vanilla cardstock, and this is just the standard size note card. So it measures 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And I do have something else that I'm not going to be using today, but I just want to show you. This again is that Time Worn Type embossing folder. And what I did was I embossed it on the very vanilla cardstock, and then I rubbed some metallic ink over the surface. And I just used some gold metallic ink that I happen to have on hand. and I also went around the edges, and I really liked the way that looked. I just wanted to see what the pattern looked like, but I'm not going to be using this piece today, I don't think. So let's do some stamping. Here's a piece of very vanilla. Actually, this is thick. Let me get a regular. Here we go. And I'm going to cut this down to 3 by 3.5. And I think I'm going to need another little piece, so let me get a scrap out. I keep my scrap pieces in these job folders, and I just pop them in there and then take whatever size I happen to need at that moment. I'm just going to clear some of this away a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Got my stamp pad here, and I'm using crumb cake. So I'm going to start with that little bird. And that looks like that. Very sweet. And then I've got my text. And I'm just going to kind of put this in the lower left corner, so it's not exactly centered. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sponge the edges. Okay, so there is my sentiment. Now for my bird, what I did ahead of time was I stamped it out and then I fussy cut it, and I didn't think you needed to watch me do all that fussy cutting. And what I'm doing now is I'm just sponging the edges, and that came out looking like this. And I also want to stamp something on the inside of the card. So before I put my ink away, I have one of the floral motifs from the stamp set mounted up, and I'm just going to put that, I think I'll put it sideways along the bottom. Here we go. Alright, and I think that would look really pretty on the flap of the envelope, so let me get my envelope out next. And I'm just going to do the same thing. Okay, so I think that may be the stamping done for now. And I'm going to start to assemble some of these elements. So the first thing I want to do is I have my Shimmer Vellum here, and I don't want to put glue around the edges because you'll be able to see through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some glue in the center just to sort of tack it in place. And get this on my gold foil paper, and this is just to give me a tiny shiny border. I guess you can't really, you could go around the edges. The glue is not showing through here. It's not quite that sheer. So you could actually put the glue closer to the edge if you like. See which way the type is going here. Hi Kelly, I see you're on. Hope you're having a nice weekend. All right, now I want to give this a good burnish. And then I have these elements. Now before I stick those down, I have some ribbon here. So here's some of this beautiful lace ribbon, and this is called the diamond weave ribbon. It's very pretty. It has this diamond pattern in it, and I kind of really like that. Let's cut off a little piece and see how that looks on here. I just want to rough up these edges a little bit. And I also have the beautiful fine art ribbon, which also has those gold flecks in it. That's pretty, but I think I like the lace better. And I have this this beautiful gold trim that I really like. Kind of like the gold trim, but I haven't used this lace before, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the lace. And for that, I'm using my glue dots. So I'm just going to press a couple of glue dots onto my lace. And I don't think it has a right side or a wrong side. So I'm just going to put the glue dots in the sections where it's a little bit thicker. I'll put 3. I like all the texture on this card. And I'm going to take my Stampin' Dimensionals and pop up my sentiment. Go. And I'm also going to use a dimensional on my swallow. I'm going to let him swoop in from above here. And then finally, last but not least, these wonderful, what are they called? Brushed metallic adhesive back dots. And I'm going to stick with the gold theme here. There's a nice big one. And then a couple of smaller ones. There we go. So there is my card for today. So lots of glimmer and shimmer and various textures. We've got some stamping and some sponging. And then on the inside you have this lovely floral motif with the matching envelope. Okay, the matching envelope is right here. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have a lovely rest of your weekend. And sorry, just saw something go by my lawn. But have a wonderful weekend. Stay well, stay happy, and stay creative. And I will see you next time.